Waiting for him to. And you're on the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez. Boy, we can never get that right.
The bell came in.
I always think I have the volume down, but anyways, you guys are here. We're going to be talking probably what you guys want to talk about. Maybe a little bit on the Hooker Ortiz fight.
That's March 27th, right?
Yeah, I still haven't really heard anything finalized on that.
Yeah, nice
Uh,
today. ESPN.
okay,
I read it today on Mike Coppinger on ESPN.
cool.
So yeah, I think it is.
Heck yeah, it's going to be interesting. Just did an interview with Virgil, and he still didn't really know what was going on or
Well,
how it's going to play out.
he said it was possible. They probably told later that night.
Yeah, so I think that's cool. I wish I could get my thing propped up a little higher. I really do.
I wish I could get my thing fire.
God. So, yeah, we're gonna be going here, guys. Just trying.
Just try life.
Nobody said this was easy. The hustle's real.
I do.
I think I'm gonna scoot back a little bit.
Chill right now. Yes, sir. Darrison's great step up for Ortiz. Luis Aguilar said, "What's up, Kelly James? Great to see you back, brother. Great to see you, Luis. Hey, Darren, how you guys doing?" No, I'm pretty excited about this fight, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I am too. I think it's a big, big fight for actually both guys. But you know, due to the fact that I'm going to be a little biased, I am going for Ortiz because he's just a homie, and you know what I mean. Like,
But
I like the kid. He got a good young man who could fight. Not saying Hooker ain't, but that's who I'm favoring. We're allowed to be fans too.
I am going.
But I think it's a big fight for both of them at this stage in their career.
Oh yeah, I agree. But even if I didn't know Virgil, I would Maurice Hooker, and I like Maurice Hooker. We're friends with his people. Like Christine Lopez is close to Maurice Hooker personally. I love people, so it's not about who you like, who you don't like. It's for me, it's about who to fight.
Yep, I agree.
But how could you not like either one of those guys, right?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard, and they're both talented guys. It kind of reminds me of a little bit. I don't know how much Hooker, as far as fighting, is, but the Miranda my fight. Because you really do very seldomly see these type guys go at each other at this early in a career. Um, but it's good. It goes to show, and it's good experience for the guys.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so how do you see that fight playing out, Kelly?
Oh man, I think, and I'm not just saying it, but I think Ortiz. I just think he's a solid fighter. Some guys are aggressive and they throw hard punches and they stop people, but
Yeah,
that's kind of all they got. And sometimes you can find ways to get past that. I
yeah.
think what really separates Virgil is the kid's a boxer. The kid got hand speed. I
The
mean,
boxer first.
yeah, he puts combos together, and then on top of that, he just hits with such power. And in an interview with him, he made great points. Like he knows that he has to change, and that's why I liked it because you can really get inside it. And I like asking those type questions because you get inside the head, and see where he's at. And he's the same shit's going through his head in all of his fights. Each fight that he steps up, he knows that he's making, somewhat some differences and things like that. So he's learning. He's a student of the game, and he's just sharpening everything each fight.
Hey, Kelly. Luis Aguilar wants to know if you can give his friend Carl Gutierrez a shout out. He's watching with me.
Oh, what's up? What's the kid's name?
Carl Gutierrez.
Carl Gutierrez, how you doing, man? Thanks for wanting to shout out and being watching the show. I guess.
Yeah, subscribe to the show. You get all the shout outs you want. It comes with it.
Heck yeah.
But let me ask you this, Kelly. When you sat with Virgil, which was a fantastic interview, I thought it was a really good one that you did. But can you see yourself in him the way that when you were young at 16 fights, how you thought? Did you have the same thought process as him at that time?
That's the only reason why I asked him those questions.
Yeah,
Going into that when I was asking, it's because I was asked. I got to 16-0 with 15 knockouts,
yeah,
and at one point I was 14-0 with 14 knockouts. And
yeah,
I know in those fights, like in your head, you feel a certain pressure that you have to go in and keep knocking everybody out.
yeah.
Like, and you want to keep that streak going too. Like that's your own personal like goal is to see how many fights in a row you can get knockouts.
Mm,
And for anybody to say it don't play in their head, they're lying. And that's why he answered it truly. I mean, but at the same time, you're stepping up in opposition. You know that somewhere in that head you're going, man, it's going to be nice to go to the decision one time though, and like see what that's like. And
yeah,
it's important. You got to do it, and just to see where his mind state was at with that, and then
yeah.
yeah, it's interesting, just to see because it plays in your head. Like especially the first time, you got to go more rounds than you usually do. Now your brain starts playing different tricks on you.
Uh, Man, I have no idea. I've never been in that spot. I mean, everything way different than pro career. So
Listen, when you're used to knocking everybody out in the second, third round,
yeah,
and like it's the fifth round, and you're starting to get like breathing heavy, and you're not used to breathing that heavy, you're kind of like, oh shit, you start getting that anxiety.
like Dan Hewitt says, "Was a pleasure to have you on our TV." When Dan had you on the show,
The what? Okay.
Dan said it was a pleasure to have you on our TV show recently.
Oh yeah, awesome, man. That was cool.
Um, Dan Hewitt says, "Evening, Kelly Love from the UK and Boxing TV." Louise said, "Thank you guys." Darren said, "Props to Hooker for taking that fight. Guys like Ortiz and Boots are high." I agree, but I don't think I'm not ready for people to shit on Hooker. Hooker's a world champion, former world champion. He's not a joke. But
Mm-mm.
and like him, spring a shocker. It's all in that.
Yeah, he could fight, and Virgil's still very very young. What I mean by that is, was only 16 fights, so this is
Right?
a test. And if you go in and be dominant, nobody can say anything.
True. I'm over here looking at the screen and stuff too. I'm using my laptop. It's a lot different than using a phone.
Yeah, you got to scroll. Yeah, guys, James got a new laptop. He's ready to
I
hit this
did. I got.
pack rolling.
I did. And we're gonna see about getting the show on Vet TV here soon. Me and you are gonna do it. We're gonna get probably for Vet TV. All right, we're working on it.
Yeah. I had YouTube questions are down. I got to see if Justin, if he has a setting on where they could ask. Oh, here we go. Word of the day. That was a great fight. Ramirez versus Hooker.
Great fight, and it came down. I love Ramirez, but the puncher Virgil Ortiz, and it's been said in camp too. Virgil puts Ramirez in camp. They're teammates.
Yeah.
And we know sparring. I'm not suggesting it's not. I'm just saying you get a good on somebody you spar with them.
Um, what else is there to talk about in the sport of
Kid,
boxing right now?
well, we have questions coming in. I'm hoping so.
Oh, no.
What's
Ricky,
up?
Ricky goes, how about them Buckeyes? He had to
Oh
go.
man, dude. The thing is with Ohio State is this. I had a dude last night in box, right? That I've known since I grew up in California. He goes, dude, you're a fucking loser. You went. I said, bro, you went. How the
Man,
fuck for going to Ohio State? I didn't come out that night. I had never worn it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But these dudes, they get in their head. I believe it because I school.
Kelly, Cal, bring me that charger. Um, yeah, no, I don't know, man. It's frustrating with them. You got on paper one of the best recruiting. I mean, you're up there with Alabama. I'm not saying that they were going to beat Alabama, but you don't get blowed out. And I called it. I mean, people argue and things like that. And I was more content to watch them win the Big Ten, maybe go to a smaller bowl game and get out of this season. But you got to go back to all the other years. I mean, they've been known to get blown out in big games, and actually, like I said, it's starting to become like the commentators and people in the sport. They're actually very disliking Ohio State Buckeyes because they don't believe they belong there in those big games.
Right?
They generate a lot of money, and they're not proving to anybody that they belong in them big games.
Hey, Kelly, we got to mess with Gail Lynn Falkenthal. I love Gail. She's one of the best in boxing. I love her. She said, "Happy New Year to two of my favorite boxing veterans." Yeah, I know. Happy New Year's to you, Gail. In case you guys, Gail is probably one of the best boxing writers and boxing journalists out there, and I love reading anything she does. So if you guys get a chance, read anything she does. She's still up on the sport, and she's unbiased. That is hard to find in the sport. Somebody unbiased that will
Yeah.
tell you one of those people. When she writes, it's good to listen because she's usually up on her stories.
Gerardo de Gallant said 140 division stacked. And it's tough. It's a good division. Julian goes, Kelly, were you asked to be in any movies at any point? A lot of boxers at their peak get great movie deals, and you were the man at middleweight and a monster. Well, I don't know how many. I don't think it's a lot of boxers that get movie roles, but
Uh, they don't?
who? How many have?
Fernando was an alpha dog.
Yeah.
Uh, 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 dude, there's been so many on the Creed movies. Victor Ortiz was in,
Or
uh,
and Antonio Tarver was in one.
Tarver was, but Victor Ortiz was in the Expendables.
Mm-hmm.
He,
Yeah, it's not a lot, man. I mean, you got look how many world champions you just had in the last 5 years.
yeah.
But I mean, I wouldn't have minded. I don't know. Um, Acting is hard. I mean, dude, they have me doing commercials, and I got to sit there and talk in front of the camera, let alone having to remember a whole line. And
The problem is that they don't. We don't do. They don't act. They're fighters.
yeah, um, yeah, maybe who knows, man? Maybe one day I'll still get one.
I'm sure.
Be like the new Rocky, 72, get a movie deal, play boxer.
Hey Kelly, Esteban says Angel Manfredi was in Play It to the Bone. He sure the hell was. I wonder what he stole off the set.
Yeah. uh,
Guys, there's another story for later.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, you guys cover fights like some of the channels.
Victor was on Dancing with the Stars. Gail said,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, Kelly, Gail wants to hear your assessment on Virgil Ortiz for Hooker."
I think that it's going to start off, and Hooker's going to try to turn the fight into something that he can't. I think Ortiz with his style. I mean, he's tall. He uses his length. He throws fast, hard combos. I see Ortiz breaking him down.
I think Hooker's taller than Virgil.
Yeah, but I think Virgil still uses his reach, and I think
Yeah,
he breaks him down. Well, that ain't going to work.
yeah. And Dancing with the Stars, he was. Ortiz was in a lot of too. That counts, doesn't it? On the news.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. Well, you guys ever? Okay, word of the day. Okay, so yeah, Tarver, Andre Ward, Bello, Tyson was in Hangover.
Yep.
Rocky 50. Ricky, my brother goes. Tony Danza was a boss. That don't count.
He really was a boxer. No, he was a pro.
Really?
He was like 9-2, 9-3.
Tony Danza was actually a good athlete overall.
Yeah. He played baseball on Who's the Boss.
Mm-hmm. Um, Yeah, I could probably act, right?
What's that?
I could probably act. I mean, we're gonna probably gonna have to here if you get in contact with what's that called?
Vet TV.
Red TV.
Yeah, Vet TV is hilarious. It's a bunch of skits about being in the military, and it's pretty filthy. And if you want to see, if any of you served or didn't serve, and you want to see something funny, go to Vet TV and get on the app. You can actually see some of their stuff. I think me and Kelly are looking on getting on an episode of that.
And Gerardo the Gallant goes, Josh Taylor calling out Tiafimo, Crawford, and Spence. I think I seen that too.
Right?
Hey, I mean, if he wants to fight, I mean, those are still interesting fights. I don't think he wins against Crawford and Spence or Tiafimo, but I mean, it's interesting. At least
Oh yeah.
he's really wanting to jump in there. Ricky goes, Boom Boom was in some movies.
Yeah, Miami Vice.
Uh,
Don King, Tex Cobb, probably roll on a Miami time. See that always comes up like that. I saw Marvin Hagler on Punky Brewster in the 80s.
yeah.
So yeah, I remember that.
How about Sebastian Fundora, 6'5.5", 147 pound. How long can he stay at the weight, and what do you think of him?
Sebastian's a good kid. Good kid. It's hard with it's hard to tell how he really is. His hands don't seem very fast. They find their target. You know?
I'm having a hard time, James. You're in and out a lot.
Am I?
Yeah,
All this new Wi-Fi gone to shit, didn't it?
I mean it's not as bad as the last time, but it's kind of in and out. Um, I think Vandor. I think I think he's a good fighter. I mean, obviously, I think that his height is his biggest strength, but I don't know. I don't know if he moves up past 147, he may get beat. Tough though. I mean, he hits. He got so much power behind them punches. Lopez versus Cambosos. Thoughts? I don't know too much on Cambosos. Bosos. I don't. Sorry about that, James. You might be able to answer that. Can't hear you now.
I mean, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I, I don't know why I have like this ultimate bandwidth, like, but it's still
Ricky goes. Josh Kelly versus Virgil Ortiz.
Josh Kelly hasn't fought enough.
Yeah.
Isn't Josh Kelly like still like 9-0 or something? Josh Kelly doesn't fight very often, and I don't right, and I don't think the thing with Josh is this he's too busy like Roy Jones, like Josh Kelly. I think Virgil Ortiz.
Why is Oscar talking about Triple G? Is he serious? I don't know. I haven't heard anything on that.
Yeah,
What
he's
he wants to fight Triple G?
coming out of retirement to fight Triple G.
Hmm. You know that could be in a weird way that could be interesting.
As interesting as it could be, I mean, you know,
Yeah. Triple G could also fucking punch his liver through his fucking ribs.
I think Oscar's fought big punchers than Triple G though.
Yeah, but you're talking 47 now.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Has Oscar fought bigger punchers? He's fought some big punchers. It's crazy.
You getting anything on your side?
Not really, not too much anything. I don't know if people remember the show comes on this time or they're expecting Sundays now, you know?
Yeah, sucks butt.
It's all right. Well,
Sham. First quarter of Browns game was like first half of Lopez versus Lomachenko. Ah, very true.
it sure was.
Hercules goes Pavlik versus Virgil Hill. Ooh, Virgil Hill was a big guy.
A great puncher, but he was big, man.
He was. He did not like light heavy. You start at light heavyweight and go up to cruiser.
He was. I think five in the Olympics, but I think he fought at 75 through his career all the way.
Yeah. Word of the day: Pavlik versus Triple G. Well, Mox is boxing. Mox. Me and that one. So boxing. Guys, my kid is managed by same guy who manages Cambosa. The Australian can fight, but I think Tio is too much. Tio best lightweight in the world. Derek.
Well,
I
I think Cambosa. I think. I think right now you have Ryan Garcia. You got Tank. You got a lot of guys out there.
I do agree. I think Tio is the best lightweight right now. Overall, um, he's a top dog. After that, I guess you could say Tank. Um, who I mean, they're all in there, I guess. But I mean, Lomachenko
You know.
still, Lomo. He's not retiring, I guess. So he's still in there. He's still in the talks.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the lightweight. Well, the good thing about it is so much talent in that weight class right now.
Hector Gonzalez says KO beat the winner between Ramirez versus Taylor at 140. He is on my vato from Khalifa Ramirez. You know what? That's not crazy, Hector, to believe that Ramirez could beat Taylor or or Taylor. You never know. I mean, on Teofimo or Ramirez. Um, it's not out of the question if Ramirez could beat Teofimo. I think it's hard to beat though. Teofimo's not an easy win. They also need to come down to 40 or wants to go up.
Yeah. The Jordan asks, he goes, can these Browns surpass the '86 Kozar Browns? Um, this Cleveland team this year, they're hard. It's hard to gauge them. One week they're struggling, and then the next week, and they have a hard time with leads. I don't know about that. I don't think they could surpass the '86, especially going into the game with Kansas City next week. If the Browns beat Kansas City, and I'm a huge Browns fan, boy, will I be surprised as hell. I mean, can't put it past them, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Well, 86, this Browns don't have John Elway to deal with like they did in 86.
No, they got uh, home. What's his name?
Oh, yeah, Patrick. But yeah, back in 86, John Elway stifled them for 3 years in a row.
Well, it was amazing for his time. Um,
Cliff Butler says, I think Canelo and Triple G use PEDs. So it's lethal they fight. What do you guys say to that? I say that there's no proof of that. And I didn't know you were an expert on PED usage, Cliff. Thank you.
Soap Boxing Podcast said, wait, oh, here we go. Here's a good one. Broner's making a comeback. He is turning his life around for like the seventh or eighth time. Well, Uncle Shem, he does have it like that, though, unfortunately. So, I mean, the guy makes money. He's going to go fight, and he'll make good money for his next fight. Do I think that he's anything special right now or relevant in boxing? Especially, I don't know what weight if he's coming back at welterweight. Um, right now. I mean, he's not even in the top five in welterweight. But if he wants to do it, I think it's okay. And I think you could officially use the term gatekeeper for Broner now at welterweight. I don't see him being in contention for a world title, especially now with the guys that you have at that weight class. Even your contenders, like we just mentioned, Virgil Ortiz, and then you still got guys like Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, all these guys of which beat Broner. So I guess he's a gatekeeper now.
Um, this Cliff Butler, Canelo is like Lance Armstrong. Does he ride bicycles?
So Boxer says y'all like Hooker versus like Hooker for Virgil. I know you're big on Ortiz. I think it's a good fight. I think it's a really good fight, especially for Virgil to get that experience and another. I mean, it's a test. It really is. Again, people are putting down Hooker. Hooker can fight. He's
World
not a
champ.
walkover.
Hey Kelly, we're getting a lot of Cliff Butler about Canelo Triple G, PED.
There's no. First of all, Canelo got popped for glenbuterol. That's not a. I don't think it's considered a PED or it's not a anabolic. Is it cheating to an extent if he was taking it? Yes,
But they're
but that
never.
was that was a one time thing. I mean, he hasn't been he hasn't tested dirty in how long, so we got to kind of like let that one go.
Well, you got to remember, there's always one guy on every page that's a PED expert, right?
Yeah, Triple G. I mean, but if you're gonna go start throwing names, I mean, my God, there's names I could throw out there that I think was definitely on it. But again, I can't. It's not my place to do that. But I don't think. I mean, Triple G, not out of question. Really, I mean, the guy's for his age. I mean, he's strong as he is, but then again, he could just be strong. I mean, I was strong, and I mean, if you look at my build, if I was getting steroids, I should have a long talk with whoever was feeding it to me because I was getting ripped off. But Canelo, again, in his situation, that was a little different.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't like throwing the PEDs around without proof. You know what I mean? Canelo, yeah, you can say he's only been tested once. He failed once and he never got it. But to compare him to Lance Armstrong, which Lance Armstrong was fucking out there, and like Triple G's never tested positive for PEDs. So I don't know. I don't get into that.
Let's try to catch some of these. Hooker versus for Virgil. I already answered. Uncle Sham says Ryan Garcia on podcast said he wants to retire at 26, and if he wants to do that, God bless him. I think he should. Yeah, I think he should get in, make the loot, and win some world titles, and put him in his trophy case,
Yep.
and walk off in the sunlight. I would. You know what? Actually, I would tip my hat to him. I mean, I think that's a great thing to be able to do if he could do it. So awesome. Word of the day says, I think it's okay for fighters to retire younger. I agree. Go in, if they could go and win a world title, make their money, and get the hell out, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
In any other sport, people get pissed when guys are in it too long and they say they're over the hill or they want them to retire. The same with just right now, you hear all the shit on Ben Roethlisberger. Listen, Ben Roethlisberger ain't getting pounded in the head for a living either. So you got to kind of understand a fighter's standpoint. It's not a longevity sport. It's really not. And a fighter is damned if they do, damned if they don't. If they retire, they either got demons or this and or something's messed up, or if they stay in it too long, then they're punchy and no good, and ain't nobody there to take care of them. And they
Yep.
don't have no retirement. They don't have any um, medical insurance or nothing. Fuck, they can't even get life insurance. If you're a pro boxer, you try to get life insurance, you can't even get that. So if they want to fucking retire early, God bless them.
Esteban makes a good point, Kelly. He said people crucify Canelo and Triple G, yet love Mosley and Margarito. Makes a good point.
It is.
Esteban and Malachi Ben Yosef, my buddy, our homie Malachi, says not legal but not PED. Like I said, and back what you're saying, Kelly, I think I do. If these fighters want to retire early, it's well within their rights or fight early. A lot of fans and media had it.
I like even the comeback ones. Oh, I make a comeback. I feel like finding a construction worker who just retired and been out 3 years, and I want to tell him, hey, you want to go back and why don't you shoot that nail gun through your knuckle 2 times? For
Right?
good old times.
You know what? I think that too. I think if you let fans have their way, that they would be fighting. They'd be fighting every champion along the way. They would have no easy fights.
They'd be pushing fighters to the ring and wheelchairs and everything else. Hey, Julian wants to know. He says, Dominguez, you still think you could handle Jake Paul in the boxing ring?
I fucking don't know. I'm old, man.
Huh?
I'm old. I don't know. I don't think.
I think so.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Thanks, Kelly.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
if I threw a punch right now, my shoulder.
When was the last time Broner won a fight? 4 years ago, I think.
But you know what, though? To be fair, Broner's fought all championship competition. He fought great fighters.
Can't take that away from him.
Dude,
Yeah.
Kelly, think about this. Broner has one of the best resumes in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey,
I agree.
Porter, dude, he might as well fight Spencer Crawford and call it a.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And fans, boxing. Look, again, I don't think it's anybody's business to talk shit on his personal life. If they were in the spotlight, I'm sure their personal lives wouldn't be great either. Uh, Secondly,
Right?
you really can't knock him as a fighter. I mean, the guy fought. He put out for the fans and everyone else. Man, he fought a lot of people.
Yeah. Dude, I agree with you. I agree 100%. Um,
Uh,
but you got a good question there?
Gerardo said Broner maybe did as good as Thurman against Pac, though. Could, yeah, probably. I can't disagree with that.
Kelly, I don't think I can make the weight to fight Jake Paul. I think 225 today. I checked your skill at
Ah, that,
220. I don't think so.
speaking of not being able to make weight, somebody said, "How about Broner versus De La Hoya comeback?" Dude,
Uh,
I don't think De La Hoya is getting down below 190.
De La Hoya is a big guy, man.
Yeah,
Um, Malachi says Angelo, even Polk. Okay. Hey, Kelly, we were talking the other day. Here's what we were talking about the other day. Tell me what you think. You have all these radio shows out here, right? These boxing shows. And every time, and they always have like, you'll see boxing shows. They bring on like local talent or local fighters, or they'll bring on fighters that are like 0-3 or 0-4. They'll bring fighters like that, right? And what I got asked, why aren't they? And I for the people you bring on, there's another. But I said, if you think locally and you act locally, you're always going to be local. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's nothing against 0-3, 0-4 fighters, but they're they seem to took offense to me saying that. But what I was meaning was, if you want want to move your show ahead, maybe you need to start picking up the quality of fighters that you're talking about or bringing on there. I understand they need a platform, but right now, 0-6 fighter, does he really need a platform?
no,
He needs the gym. He needs the gym. He needs to focus on winning a fucking fight.
yep, I agree. I'm trying to get. I'm charging my phone right now, so this is crazy. Kel, can you get under here and run this cord up through the back, bud?
I think Rack frozen or some shit, Kelly.
Oh, well, let me get into these while you work. Broner did not crumble under my dyno. Somebody want to know if Panama Lewis died. Can you get it for me?
Hey,
Um,
here. Esteban, best boxing guys in regards to modern technology, high tech boxing gym. Oh, technically, boxing definitely was the most high tech ever. Definitely. Her Tyson Holyfield fight. Clip, I want to watch it. They're both. You know what? I would want to watch it more for Tyson Holyfield. I think Holyfield is really old, but people, man, they'll take money out of that if they can make money out of it. But no, Esteban, the best gym I've ever been to modern technology wise was definitely Lomachenko's gym in Oxnard.
yeah. Man, now the questions are coming in. Broner did not crumble under my dyna. I think that fight changed him. Uncle Sham says Broner might have a chance against busted up inactive Thurman. He may. It might be a decent fight. And then Julian said Broner is one of the toughest boxers of his generation. He's just unlikable. He's a troubled person and a bad person, but very tough. Him making it to the end of the Maidana bout wasn't normal.
Dude, I'm going to say this. Broner is not a bad person. Broner lives.
He's not.
We met him. He's been nice. He's respectable. The camera comes on. He does what he can to sell tickets. But I can tell you, I've never had a bad experience with Adrian Broner. Have you, Kelly?
No. Again, I mean, and it's unfair to like really critique. I mean, I'm not saying anybody who made that comment, but
No, no, I'm not.
but the average person does a lot worse on a regular basis. Just put your local news on, read your local paper, talk to your local people. If the spotlight was on them, you sure would have a lot of people talking shit about most of the people too. So you got to quit like going after the guys who were successful in their careers and things like that. And to me, Broner, you can consider him successful. He won a world title,
Or,
different weight classes.
or,
Yep.
but Kelly, Gail says, Kelly, why don't you come back in the Bridgewater division? I'd pay good dough to see that.
And what division?
The new Bridgewater division, the small heavyweight division.
Because that means I have to lose weight, and I don't want to do that.
He's a big heavyweight.
uh, if people keep asking, did Panama Lewis die?
Yeah,
I don't know. Did he?
September.
What?
He died back in September.
Oh yeah, he died back in September, I guess.
Yeah, Malachi
Um,
back in September.
Word of the day asked if I seen the Hector Camacho senior documentary on
Yeah,
Showtime, and yes, that's going back to kind of like the Broner thing. I, I think it's unfair I really wish they would quit making documentaries on these athletes when they're no longer alive. I
but,
really do.
but you know what? Every time when people die, artists and boxers all become better when they die. Don't you know that?
Yeah, but I just think it's ignorant how. Here's my big thing: was Hector Camacho probably out of control, dude? Yeah, obviously, you know what I mean. I mean, he came out himself and said it, but all these guys that like his trainer, the one that he probably made big, and the guy that was with him and his brother, and the one guy who was talking about when they went to the border in Mexico,
Yeah.
and he had to get out and hide it. Every one of them motherfuckers were there partying with him and doing all the same shit. That it didn't go down the way they're saying it, and that always happens. All them guys, they live off of, they're around, they influence, and they want to be a part of it. And that's the part I don't like. Like, let Camacho be alive to tell that part of it, but that unfortunately you never see that.
Nope. Absolutely.
Um, Broner being in trouble makes him more likable. Yeah, and you know what? Maybe it sells. I think what maybe got up to Broner a little bit was wanting to be like Mayweather too much. I think if there's one thing to say about that, I think he really followed that style too much, and I think that's or his personality, and I think that's what got him in trouble. I don't think he was able to handle it. That was Mayweather's thing, not Broner's.
Hey Kelly, if they have if Hooker and Virgil have this fight in March, are we going to Dallas for this thing?
All depends where this Corona's at, man.
Hey, we're wearing a mask because this barbecue in Dallas.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Go.
If this shit's still, if this stuff is like it is now,
I'll come over and bring you the. I'll come over and bring you the vaccination. I just got it,
nice. Yeah, sneak me a handful.
dude. It
Oh
hurt.
yeah. Oh, hold on one second. They said the one brought up. Hold on, let me scroll here. Sean Porter, Uncle Sham said Sean Porter was talking about Kelly on his podcast, saying that Kelly was wrecking him and some other guys named Kenny and sparring with body shots. That's probably Signer Annie. Do you remember sparring Sean Porter? He was talking about on his podcast. Uh, I sparred Sean. He was a little younger. I may have hit him with some body shots. It was early in my career too. We were both young. But Sean Porter was always a tough dude, and he was big at that age, and he could fight. He was obviously his amateur career. You could tell he could fight there, making it as far as he did, but making that transition over into the pros was a big step, and he did it obviously very well. And yeah, I do remember sparring. We didn't spar much though, a couple times.
He turned pro at 165, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a hell of a
Oh,
football
he was
player too.
that running back. That dude had a 4.340.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was really good.
not a rumor 4.3, a legit 4.340.
Yep. Heard did you something about they keep talking about that? Broner being trouble makes him more likable, in my opinion. Pavakin versus Pavlik for Bridgewater Championship. Pavlik has youth on his side. I am not fighting, guys.
If we don't go to Dallas, we're going to be fighting.
Like I said, I want to go. I
No,
just got to see where everything's at.
we're gonna go because of COVID. But Korean barbecue's there,
I just had to explain the
dude.
entire thing to Bailey, or not Bailey, Jason and Zion
Yeah,
about the fact that may not be going to the Nationals. I don't know why booking flights.
gonna get canceled again.
Um, yeah, but all right, we're getting ready to probably
But
cut
yeah,
down for about 4 minutes. See where these questions go.
but we have another show too now, right? On YouTube. Uh,
Yeah,
what's it called? Punchline YouTube.
yep. Punchline YouTube. You can find it. We put it up on the page with Ellie Setback, the interview.
Yep.
So go to that. We'll be doing more interviews with people, fighters, uh, guys. Check that out. It's really cool. And if you need to find it again, like I said, go to that YouTube link on the Punchline page on Facebook and link on it, and that's the YouTube page.
I think every week, guys, will be a high. We're gonna have a high level guest. We're not gonna bore you with the local fighters. We're not gonna bore you with things like that. We're gonna have world champion guests and not just just big people in the sport for you guys as well.
Yeah. Hey, right here, Porter beat Usyk in the amateurs. Dude could always fight. Broner gangbang. Okay, it's more on Broner. Josh Kelly versus Connor. Who wins that?
Conor McGregor,
Yeah,
Josh Kelly. It's boxing.
I know. The only thing is, man, McGregor's a lot bigger than these guys, so it's kind of unfair. It
He's
really
not
is.
Kelly.
How big is Josh Kelly?
Uh, what about 6 foot, 5'11", one
Uh,
fifty four, 160? Yeah, remember Conor 55, 70 occasionally.
Connor looked like he was 30 some pounds heavier than Mayweather in that fight.
But that was because that was his game plan. But he normally fights about 155.
So fight night, he's going to be big.
Yeah, Kelly. I would still take the pure boxer over the MMA guy in boxing.
Oh, I understand that, but when you're big like that, you can make shit different.
Yeah.
Pacquiao says he's fighting McGregor.
Um. Hey, Jim Fogarty posted our own YouTube thing. It says, "Are YouTube stars bad for boxing?
What did he say?
Are YouTube stars bad for boxing?" He posted a link to our show for other people to see it.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, go on that, guys, and check it out. Sergio Meza said, great interview with Ellie. He's seen it. Thanks, Sergio.
Hey, Kelly.
Huh?
Cliff Butler asked Kelly, "Did you ever spar with Chad Dawson?"
No, I haven't.
I fought him in the amateurs, Cliff. Yes, I did. I did. I actually fought Chad Dawson. See, people don't even think that I fought Chad Dawson.
What's that?
People don't ever think about maybe I fought Chad Dawson. But
No.
yeah, was it 90? Probably 96 or 97.
Yeah, Chad. I was cool with Chad in the amateurs, but
Chad Dawson was cool,
he
dude.
was always a weight class or two above.
I think he's from Connecticut or somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, it's not Taylor versus Conor McGregor. Conor Ben, Nigel Ben's son.
Hey, Dale said every time I ask Banks, he said he hasn't officially retired yet. Pavlik versus Banks. You two are the same. I do my best amateur matchmaking, dude. She wants you to fight Banks, the heavyweight, but you should. You just snap. He wears snatch his fucking Kronk trunks off. You haven't added a Kronk. You haven't fighter yet, have you?
No, I mean,
In the pros, you have.
I guess you consider Jermaine, right?
Yeah, but was he really a Kronk fighter though?
No, he just went there with
Yeah,
Manuel.
I want you to beat Hanks and take his Kronk trucks and hang them up. That's how we know that you beat a Kronk fighter.
I mean, there wasn't many Kronk fighters around after.
There was a few. There was a few, but Michael Moore, Kronk fighter, something like
Yeah,
that.
I'm saying, like even for my time, there really
Yeah,
wasn't at all.
Michael Clark. There was a few of them around, but yeah, they kind of.
Julian Slowwater. Wait, whatever. Connor Ben versus Kelly should face Enos.
Jim says, was he bad Chad back then? Kelly, was Chad Dawson bad Chad back in the amateurs? I don't think so.
I don't know if he had a nickname.
But I'll tell you what, though, he could crack. Chad Dawson hit hard, and he
Yeah, he was a big guy, tall.
threw a lot of. Um, there's only a few people I've ever thrown more punches than him. Chad Dawson threw a lot of punches.
Yeah, he was a good fight. He was slick too.
Yeah,
Jordan says Pavlik versus Frock, 2021. I love you guys, man. I appreciate the support. You're not going in no damn ring. Frock should face Pavlik in Creed 3. So, hey, there you go. There's the movie part too.
get a movie.
Um, who has a who? Uncle Shan, that's funny. He had a question. He says, "Who has a better chance of winning, Browns against Chiefs or Joe Smith against Betterbeeve?" Um,
Yeah,
I kind of want to go with Joe Smith against Betterbeeve. Beaterbeeve.
fuck Joe Smith.
That's funny. Who had a better chance of winning, Browns against Chiefs?
Thank you, Gail. Hey, Gail, you're always welcome here. Always welcome. You're welcome to come on the show whenever you want. And shoot the shit with us. I love Gail. She's awesome.
Yep.
So she's always welcome to be on the show with us.
All right. Well, as soon as we get a hold of our producer,
He's not paying attention. He's slapping his cocksucker.
yep, big time. Yes. Well, I think that's about. We're kind of tapped into everything that we could right now. It wasn't a fight weekend, so
Oh, guys, it's not. But next week will be a fight week.
yeah. Well, we're gonna cut on out, guys. Tune into YouTube, like, subscribe, and share, and go to our page on Facebook.
Are we going to Sundays soon for the show? Or are we waiting?
We'll let everybody know this week.
All right.
But we are going to wrap up out.
All right.